Hi everyone and welcome to the sixth episode of Locker Room Talks where we discuss some interesting NHL news and events. And today we're gonna discuss Jack Adams Trophy, Gerard Gallant and Rangers part ways, and new head coach for the Flames. So we will start off with Jack Adams Trophy. And this season we have three coaches that was nominated for the Jack Adams Trophy. It is Ron Hextall from the Kraken, Jim Montgomery from the Boston, and Lindy Ruff from the Devils. There is still no decision about who's gonna win this award, but in my opinion, all of the coaches deserving to win this award. But unfortunately, we have only one coach who will hold this Jack Adams Trophy in his hands. And last season, Jack Adams Trophy winner was Daryl Sutter, and as we know, Daryl Sutter is no more a Flame coach. That's so disgusting. We'll talk about it later. If we speak about Hextall, Montgomery, and Ruff, what we have to know about them? Ruff is a coach of Devils who was with them at least 5 years, last 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, and he made this team out of nowhere, out of nothing, really, because this team, this Devils team, was so trash even 3 years ago. And Raf made them with that correct way to make rebuild. He made them really, really great team. And as of right now, they are in the second round after beating the Rangers. So Lindy Ruff, in my opinion, deserving to win this award. But we have a problem that we have two more nominates, and all of them so good as well as Lindy Ruff. If we speak about Ruff disadvantages, I should say that he's so slow in making decisions, because in the Rangers series in the first round, they lost first two games with scoring only 3 goals and letting like 9 or 10, and it was because Ruff didn't expect that pace, that much speed of the game from the Rangers, and he just could not react at time. That is really the problem of him. But then when he does something, when he does some decisions, those decisions are really great. And as of right now, Devils losing the series against the Hurricanes 2-0 after 2 games. 5-1, 6-1, if I'm not mistaken, score of both the games. And we cannot say that Devils are washed, because we remember the last series against the Rangers in the first round. And we should say that maybe we'll see something like that again. But Hurricanes really stronger than Rangers, in my opinion, in playoffs. So as the reason why Lindy Ruff nominated for the Jake Adams Trophy, he made really great team, and this Devils team was unbeatable in 12 games in regular season. They were so good. And I remember Flames playing them. That was disgusting, because this Jersey team, Devils team, they are so good, and they have bright future, very bright future, and that's because of Lindy Ruff, because he made that rebuild happen. And with the fact that rebuild was here, he promised the Devils the bright future. As the second nominee, we have Jim Montgomery from Boston, and that's, in my opinion, maybe this take is so controversial, but Jim Montgomery, in my opinion, doesn't deserve to be in a company of Hextall and Ruff in Jack Adams Trophy, because Montgomery just did what he had to do. He didn't do any moves like trades or something. He signed Krejci. Even not he signed Krejci. The GM signed Krejci. Maybe Montgomery wanted Krejci so much, but Montgomery is just a coach. And in my opinion, if Ruff did rebuild, if Ruff made this rebuild happen with his skills and knowledge of the hockey, he taught this team to play that kind of hockey. Montgomery just went to the Boston. Do you remember last time when the Bruins missed the playoffs? I'm not as well. And this is the key fact that Montgomery is just had ready team. This team was ready to win at the moment. And this season, the Bruins finally started to do something. They won the President's Trophy, but as we see, they failed in the first round. But this award is going only for the regular season, so we won't speak about playoffs anymore. So why Montgomery is not deserving to win Jack Adams as much as Hextall and Ruff? This Boston team didn't need any changes. You just need right person at the right time, and that's all. While Hextall and Ruff really made their teams. They tried to do something new to make the play better, to make the game better, to make the team better. And Montgomery is just the coach who, he came to the Boston, he made something, he won the President's Trophy, and I guess he'll be fired. Because, you know, for this team, that was their last chance to win Stanley Cup one more time. And as we see, they failed. So no one speaks about President's Trophy. We won't remember. Do you remember who won the President's Trophy in 2015, for exactly? I don't think so. I don't think so. You remember that? Because I remember like this year Boston last season Avalanche. If I'm not, I cannot even remember the last season President's Trophy winner. That's weird because no one talks about them. Everyone talks about Stanley Cup winners. So Jim Montgomery is over, in my opinion. He'll be fired so soon. And we have Ron Hextall from the Kraken, and this coach made the team out of nothing for real. Because if we speak about Ruff, he had like team. He had the players from the same team. They played like at least a month together. But if we speak about Hextall, Hextall last season when Kraken just came to the league, they have the draft where they drafted the players from all the teams to make the roster, and then all of the players from all of the teams and all of the players just didn't see each other at the one team, and Hextall in 2 seasons made this team to make the second round. Also, I should say that Hextall is very good at developing the young players, because Matthew Binners this season will win his rookie award. I don't remember how it's called. And Hextall really did this team out of nothing. And if we speak about who is gonna win and who is more deserving to win, there's two questions. That's not the same thing. Who is gonna win and who deserves to win more Jack Adams Trophy? In my opinion, Jim Montgomery will win Jack Adams Trophy, but he's not deserving it as much as Hextall or as much as Ruff. If I would decide who I should give this award to, I would say that Ron Hextall, because even last season the Kraken just couldn't play really great, and this season they surprised us for real. And Lindy Ruff is also, he's so great, and he really did this team from the rebuild to the second round. But in my opinion, Hextall is more deserving there, because even 2 seasons ago, 2 years ago, this team just didn't existed. And now this one coach made them to that height that they are right now. Because, if we speak about only regular season, I saw that the Kraken was tired at the end of the regular season because they started to lose their positions. But they made the playoffs and they really played very well, guys. I was really surprised about them. So, in my opinion, will win Jim Montgomery, but should win Ron Hextall. As the second topic, I want to talk about Gerard Gallant and his part ways with the Rangers. I guess that's gonna be fast because I don't know much about Gallant's style or Gallant's work with the Rangers. I don't know much about these misunderstandings that he had with the principals, as the media said. But I saw him play in first round, and I saw when your team has these kind of players, if we just look through their squad, they have Kane, Tarasenko, both of them have caps. Both of them. Also, they have Kreider, Zibanejad. They have so much players that can give the result. And they lost to the team without playoff experience. Yeah, this team was Devils, and this Devils is so good, but that's not right, because this Rangers team decided to give their youth for the Kane and Tarasenko just to win this cup right now, this season, right here, right now. And they failed in the first round. That is the problem of Gerard Gallant. Because how can you use Artemi Panarin that bad that he only had 2 points in that series, 2 assists? Panarin is a player with abilities of any other player. Panarin is insane. He can pass. This is his main ability, but also he can shoot the puck like no one can. And how you can use this player? You can use him as a playmaker. You can use him as a shooter. You can use him however you want. But you decided, I want him to play in the third line with Hithill and I don't know the other guy. You really expect Panarin do much while he playing with Hithill? I'm not telling that Hithill is a bad player, but just compare Panarin to Hithill. What is that? I just cannot imagine that this kind of coach and with this kind of player couldn't work together. Because Panarin will play with everyone, and he will make everyone around him better. But playoff is not the time where you can make someone better. Playoff is the time where you need result right here, right now. And Gallant just did not understand that. He decided okay, I'll put him in the third line. In the third line. First 2 lines is the lines to score. Bottom 6 players, we know what they mean to do. And how do you expect Panarin fight for the puck on the boards and block the shots? Panarin is an offensive player. He cannot defend. And you put him in the third line and expect him to do something. That's just not right. That's just not right. The reason why Gallant was fired is not the playoff exit. It's not the first round exit. Is the reason for it is his using of the players. Ability of use players right is very, very important. And when you have to win the game, to win the series, and you put Artemi Panarin in the third line, that's just not right. And in my opinion, if they lost to the Devils, that's not so good for the Rangers. But they had one more year, at least one more year. They decided to fire him and make these things better. But I don't think that's gonna be better. And third and the last topic for today is Flames. Once again, my favorite Flames. And they fired Daryl Sutter. And the day they did it, it was the darkest day of the month for me, because Daryl made this team for real. And then, while Johnny left, while Tkachuk left, he was given here's Huberdeau, here's Kadri, here's Swigger. That's all you have. And he made great scorer out of Toffoli. He made really great defender out of Anderson, and he really, this season I was surprised about Nikita Zadorov play, because he was really good, and now I understand that this is Sutter award. This amount of goals, this amount of moments, this is impact of Sutter, because he knows the hockey. Yeah, you can read He's old, he's playing only with his style, he cannot change, he's so bad, he plays with, one way. But I can say that I really loved him, and I loved him, all of the whispers, all of the opinions, they are just not right. Because Daryl won 2 cups with Los Angeles. And do you remember this Kings team that won the cup? They were 8th in their conference, and they won the cup out of this position. Sutter is a really great coach, and I'm happy for the team that will hire him. Because, you know, I guess Rangers can hire him. Or maybe, something like Canucks or whatever. I just wanted to talk about some whispers that, as you know, Oliver Killington didn't play all season long, and it was because his personal reasons, as he said. And then, right after Daryl Sutter was fired, the team told the club, like, I will play next season. And everyone just started to connect those facts, and they decided to say, like, Killington didn't play this season because of the Sutter, because he didn't want to play with him, to play under him. This is dumb. Those guys paid with like a crazy amount of money, and this is their job to play. No matter who coaches you, no matter who blames you, no matter who you play with. This is their job. Just imagine, like, you working at a company, and then you have new GM, new manager, and you just like, okay, I have some personal reasons, I don't want to work, I just go home, and you staying at home for a year. Are you okay? Like, you'll be fired immediately. And Killington had some personal reasons. I don't know exactly what these reasons was, but I know he had that. And maybe he just solved his problem, don't you think? That's just, a coincidence. And I'm so sorry for Daryl, because after that whisper about Killington, we had another one with like 5 players of the Flames wanted to trade during this season. And after Daryl Sutter was fired, they said like, okay, we'll stay at the team. I remember that agent of Huberdeau was so pissed with Sutter's hockey, but I don't think that was that bad. Maybe 1-2 players really wanted to trade, but I don't believe it, because that's Sutter is not that bad kind of guy. Just look at him. He's great. He's a good person. And he's a good coach. The reason for Flames' failure was new team. Because what do you expect from the leaders? Kadri, I don't even want to talk about him. I hate him as of right now. Huberdeau was really great, but no one just understood him. I hope this will happen next season. And as of right now, we have the problem that Flames have not head coach. This is really bad, because we have some great variants at the market, like Cannaville is still without a job. He still has no job, and maybe it is time to offer him. Gallant, as we see, without the job. But Flames have to choose. As it comes, I realize that they will choose the head coach of the Wranglers, of the farm in the AHL. And now just imagine the fact that this team with Kadri, Huberdeau, who needs some experience, who needs some chemistry to bring in that team. And this team will hire the coach without any NHL experience. What do you expect? Fire Gallant. What do you expect? Hire Gallant. What's wrong with that? Just hire him. He's free right now. Do something. Also, Flames fired the GM, Brett Trelevin, and for that fact, I was happy because he lost Johnny, he lost Kachak. That was hurting to see. And as of Trelevin, I don't think that he will work in the NHL anymore and anywhere. But as of the Sutter, I guess he'll work with some team later. And I hope that Flames will fire some good coach. So that's all I wanted to discuss with y'all. Thank you for listening. Hear you soon.